This is Kahinde Wiley's painting called Arms of Nicholas Ruderus, Bishop of Arras. In this painting, Wiley addresses the question, who is represented in history? He does this by sarcastically recreating the original piece. In the original painting, there is a bishop's mitre and a shield consisting of Nicholas Ruderus's coat of arms. The biblical role of a bishop is to lead and teach the church. And Ruderus's coat of arms shows that Ruderus descended from a very influential family. These two objects symbolize Ruderus's power and authority. Moving on to Wiley's painting, it is clear that many of the features are similar to those of the original. The yellow and white tile floor, the unraveling scroll with Latin symbols, the two golden letters N and R representing Ruderus's initials, the three golden vines, and it seems like Wiley drew an identical copy of the two pillars and archway in the background. Both of these paintings give off a kind of royal feel, but there's one key difference. In Wiley's painting, he draws a very muscular black man as a substitute for the bishop's mitre and shield consisting of Ruderus's coat of arms. Finally, it is important to notice these black lines in the background. These lines represent or tell the viewer that the painting is drawn on a window or stained glass. This would be important later on. Before we begin with the title, it is very important to remember that Wiley likes to include main features of his painting within the title itself. As we look at the title, Arms of Nicholas Ruderus, it becomes evident that Wiley is trying to put emphasis on the man's arms. This is further supported by the fact that the man's arms are drawn proportionally larger than the rest of his body, like his head. Furthermore, Wiley cleverly utilizes the play on word arm to satirize the original painting. Historically, a coat of arms represents one's occupation and family line, but this translates to one's power, authority, influence. However, nowadays, muscles are the symbol of strength and power. But muscles don't only show strength and power. Rather, society views muscles as an aspect of men's beauty. This is very important because in the past, only beautiful and powerful individuals were painted on stained glass. This is because window paintings were usually put into religious places such as churches. However, for all of these paintings, the painted individuals were always white. Is this a coincidence? I don't think so. Around this time, according to Christianity, many people had the ubiquitous belief that white people were superior. But by replacing a symbol of white power and beauty with a black male, Wiley effectively ridicules the lack of black representation in history. Furthermore, it is important to note that Wiley likes to paint random people he finds on the streets. This further contradicts with the belief that only powerful, prominent people should be represented. As we take a step back from the painting and look at it with a broader perspective, you start to notice that the detailed and intricate background gives off kind of a surreal feel, whereas the man is drawn very realistically. This contrast makes the viewer wonder, does the man really belong in this painting? This is what Wiley wants us as the viewer to do, because his main goal is to address the question, who is represented in history? And to an extent, why are some represented in history while others are not? With all of this information in mind, it should be very clear that Wiley's recreation, Arms of Nicholas Ruderus, Bishop of Arras, successfully derides the misbelief that black people are powerless and not beautiful, symbolizing the man as the epitome of the strength and charm that all black people possess.